Welcome to 561 of the Pittsburgh Nerd Podcast. I'm Sean.
I'm Ian, and this is the only podcast that says,
Give me a Diablo sandwich, a Dr. Pepper, and make it quick. I'm in a goddamn hurry.
wow.
Yeah. A tribute to the great Buford T. Justice.
Nice.
Yes. How are you, sir?
Good, good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the rain's making me tired.
Just like the weather in
Yeah,
general.
yeah. This rain is just non-stop.
Yeah, it's been raining like all day.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know when it started. Did it start Friday?
I don't know. It's like Noah's Ark. It just keeps raining.
Yeah. I left the house Thursday. I had a day off because I went and got my brakes done. My front brakes.
Yeah.
I made an appointment to get the inspection done. So I'm adulting this month. This is adulting month for me, because it's like, got to take care of the car, got to make sure it passes inspection, all that shit.
Yeah.
And then hopefully it pass. I mean, it should pass, but fingers crossed it passes inspection.
Yeah.
There was that one fucking time I walked in, I thought for sure there is not. The only thing that was wrong with that car, in my mind, and that was my Hyundai Sonata. I went in to get it inspected, and the only thing that was wrong with that fucking car in my mind was it needed the third brake light replaced.
Okay.
And it was just one of those things where it was like, that has to be done by a dealer.
Right.
Or a mechanic, I should say. And they came into me and they were like, yeah, we got to replace your entire front end. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
I was baffled by this because it didn't ride rough enough. But, they showed me and it needed to be replaced. And the guy looked at me. Because it was like $1,000 to get it fixed. And the guy looked at me and he goes like, well, it's got over 100,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that used to be when you wore in a car.
Yeah.
Like the first 100,000 miles was to wear it in.
Yeah.
Like you're telling me like this is an 8-year-old car that's dead essentially. Like it's dying because it's over 100,000 miles. And I'm like, yeah, that's how they're made now. That's asinine. Like,
Right.
But that's how they're made now, I guess. That's why I'm trying to baby the shit out of this one.
Right.
Trying hard to keep it under 100,000. I mean, I got a long way to go. I got like 25,000 miles, but I mean, working hard to keep it under.
Right.
But yeah, so that's what I'm doing this month. This month is my pucker up and hope it passes month.
Right.
I did watch a good movie last night though.
Okay.
I watched Damsel.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's very good.
Yeah.
It's got Millie Bobby Brown in it.
Okay.
And the whole concept is she is a lady from a very poor town in the north.
Okay.
And her father, who's the lord of the town, gets a marriage arrangement with this very wealthy kingdom.
Okay.
And they make the arrangement and, he's going to get all this gold.
Okay.
Well, it turns out...
Well, don't tell me because I might watch it.
Well, no, I mean, like, this is, like, kind of the setup of the movie. It turns out, like, what she's being sold for is to be a sacrifice to a dragon.
Okay.
And now the movie is her in the dragon's lair trying to survive.
Okay.
It's very good. I enjoyed the hell out of it. Like, it's a Netflix original movie. She is becoming very quickly a fantastic actress.
Okay.
In my opinion. Like, I liked her in the 2 Godzilla movies she appeared in. I mean, we all like her in Stranger Things.
Right.
But and I liked her in Enola Holmes.
Okay.
Like, I liked her in that as well. So, like, she is definitely developing and becoming a very good actress very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like she's got a bright future.
Okay. She's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly recommend Damsel, though. Like, I mean, like, it wasn't like I didn't feel like I felt like at the end of it, I was like, wow, that was a really good movie.
All right, that's good.
Yeah. Like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, cool.
And, I like the look of the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Like, when they finally, like, kind of reveal, like, because even in the trailers, like, you kind of knew what the deal was, but you never get a real look at the dragon. Like, you just see the eye or something. And when you finally get a full look at the dragon, I was just like, oh, shit, that's an interesting design. I like that.
Yeah.
It's not your typical dragon look, but it looks really fucking good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I highly, if you haven't watched it yet, I highly recommend Damsel. It's very, very good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, I got caught up on, well, I didn't get caught up because they released 2 new episodes yesterday, but I watched, The Dynasty, that docu-series about the New England Patriots.
Yeah.
And it's been very interesting. I've enjoyed it. Like, I've heard people who are fans of the Patriots, they say they hate it.
Okay.
Because it's pointing out, like, it's glazing over the good to get to the controversies. Like, an entire episode is dedicated to Aaron Hernandez.
Okay.
Like, and I'm looking at it, and I'm like, the controversies, like Spygate and Deflategate, like, I don't hold them that much against the Patriots because it's like the Steelers cheated in the 70s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's no doubt about it. Like, I can't deny that. If you want to talk about grade A cheating, the way the Steelers used steroids in the 70s,
yeah,
like they got it down to a science. They're the ones who developed the science of steroids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so, like, it's tough for me to, like, look at the Patriots and be like, oh, yeah, you did this and you did that, when the reality is the Steelers played with a massive competitive advantage in the 70s because of how powerful their linemen were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so it is tough to, I'm sure Thad'll correct me somehow in his own way, but I don't look down at the Patriots like, oh, you cheated. Like, I feel like it's one of those things where it's like, man, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Yeah.
You just took it too far twice.
Yeah.
But I have enjoyed, like, the look behind the curtain of, like, what was the mindset of, like, building these teams, like, because you hear about, like, the Patriot way.
Yeah.
Like, well, what was the Patriot way? Like, what was it that, like, allowed Tom Brady for 20 years to be a dominant force in football?
Right.
And then take that mentality to Tampa Bay and win another championship.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like there is something to what they did there, where over a 20-year period, they were a dominating force in the NFL.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, even when they weren't going to the Super Bowls, it was like, well, you've got to go through New England.
Right.
Like, you can almost invalidate the 3 times the Steelers went to the Super Bowl because every time they did, they didn't have to face New England.
Right.
Every time they faced New England in the playoffs, they got their asses handed to them.
Right.
So it becomes that thing of, like, the big bad Patriots were a real problem. And there are probably a number of quarterbacks, a number of players throughout the league who were denied a championship because of the Patriots.
Right. I get it.
Like LaDainian Tomlinson. Like, the fact that LaDainian Tomlinson never played in the Super Bowl is mind-numbing to me.
Yeah.
Like it's shocking. Like, but that's like, Donovan McNabb. Like he couldn't get past the Patriots that game.
Yeah.
Terrell Owens. Like the list goes on and on and on. Especially in the AFC. Like you look at the AFC, and like there are a number of teams that you kind of sit there and you go, "Wow, man, that's it's rough."
Yeah.
Like there are some good players that were denied because like you played in the era of the Patriots.
Right. Yeah, I get it.
So I've found it very interesting. The episode about Aaron Hernandez is very interesting because it's like the question you end up asking about Aaron Hernandez is how much did you really know?
Yeah.
And like to hear Bob Kraft like talk about it, like he's like, I looked at Aaron almost as a son. I was duped. He completely duped me.
Yeah.
I firmly believed he was walking a straight and narrow path. The way he treated me, the way he treated my son, the way he treated my family, that there's not a doubt in my mind. Up until, everything went down. He's like, and even then I walked up to him. He was in the building. I walked up to him while all this is going down. I asked him, like, are you guilty? Like, was it just, if it was self-defense, I'll get you the best defense lawyer in the country. I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
Like, I will help you.
Yeah.
And he said, Aaron Hernandez looked me in the eye and said, I didn't do it. And I believed him.
Yeah.
It's like, wow. Like, that's harsh. But it has been something like I've enjoyed watching it from the standpoint of like, again, like somebody on the outside looking in at that fan base and what that team did over a very long period of time.
Yeah.
And I'm more fascinated by how they got there.
Yeah.
What did it take? Like what was the mindset of the players? Like what was the mindset of the coaches? What was the mindset of the ownership? Like how are you taking these steps to become this just absolutely dominating force in the NFL?
Right.
For that long.
Right.
Like, that's the part that's unheard of, is for that long. Like everybody goes through lulls.
Right.
It took them 20 years to get to a lull.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the way I look at it.
Yeah. The Patriots.
Yeah. So, those are the two things I've been watching. What have you been up to?
Not much. I went to Max and Irma's tonight.
Oh, wow. La-ti-da. Which one did you go to?
Monreville.
Okay.
And that's about it, really. Been working all week.
Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't watched much TV. So I'm mostly working.
Yeah.
Boring life, I know.
Yeah. I just talked about getting my brakes done in my car. So, yeah, I have a boring life, too.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly living the high life over here.
No.
After my brakes were done, it was hookers and blow,
Yeah. Deuces.
Yeah. Any money I had left over went up my nose.
Right. I went to Monreville Mall today.
Yeah.
That place is terrible. It is.
As far as
Stores and stuff like that.
oh yeah,
It's horrible. Horrible.
it's a mall that's starting to struggle. It's starting to feel the effects of Century 3.
Yeah. There's just nothing there.
Well, I mean, like, we hear about the fights that break out there all the time and everything that they're trying to do to crack down on that, and that chases the average person away.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the one thing that's probably holding that place up is the movie theater.
Yeah.
Maybe the anchors to a certain extent, like Macy's and Penny's.
I don't know. There was a Macy's in there.
I thought there was. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
know there's a Penny's in there.
Yeah.
Huh. I don't know.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Huh.
I don't think there's a Macy's in there.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think it's just Penny's. Penny's is I think the only department store in there, if I can, as I'm thinking about it.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Because it's Penny's and Dick's at one end.
Yeah. Party City's pretty big in there.
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Barnes is there.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's weird.
Arthur Cheshire, that's what's keeping it alive.
Yeah. Yeah, there's just nothing in there.
Yeah.
It's weird.
But I mean, it's also that odd thing though of like, so many of those like mall stores are dead anyway.
Yeah. No, you're right.
You know, but I mean that's the thing. Like, if you think back to like when the malls thrived, many of those chains have died due to the lack of malls.
Right.
You know. So it's like, yeah. So what's filling those spaces now? Well, it's like, you know, a store that sells beads. You know,
Yeah, it's weird.
An old hobby shop store, you know, stuff like, it's like oddball stuff like that. It's not national brands; it's like local brands, and you know their rent is probably astronomical, being in that mall, because they probably still think like, you know, well, it's still Monreville Mall, you know. Well, no, it's not.
Yeah, it's not. No, it's not. It's just, sorry. It's just, I don't know. Just ghost town.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. It is. You're absolutely right. Like, I mean, like I can't tell you the last time I was in the mall proper.
There's nothing there. It's dark. They had the lights out or some
Yeah.
shit. It was weird.
Yeah.
I was like, all right. Because when I go, I usually go to South Hills Village, and they're struggling to a certain extent too, but not like this one.
Yeah, but South Hills Village has like the higher end stores though.
They do.
And if you go to Ross,
Uh-huh.
I mean, they had. I've only been there one time. I mean, they had an LL Bean,
Uh-huh.
and like there was a Tesla dealership inside the mall.
Wow.
You know, like I was like, "Ooh, this is fancy," you know.
Yeah.
Like they had like a barber shop, like a high end barber shop where like a haircut was like $60.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like one of those places where, like, you go and you get a shave and a haircut and like the whole, like, it was like very high end looking. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I could not afford that for what little I've got left on my head.
Yeah,
You know,
right,
like-
right. There's not enough hair to cut to make it worth your while.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sticking with supercuts, you know.
All right.
But yeah, like Ross Park Mall was like I felt like when I walked in, like they checked my credit score.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Like poor people here. There's poor people here. Security to the poor people.
Right.
You know.
Follow them.
Yeah. Make sure they don't steal anything.
No freebies.
In fact, we left there. I was so pissed. We drove all the way out there because one, it was like a curiosity, but two, Nancy wanted to go to the Apple store.
Yeah.
That's what she was looking to buy her iPad Pro.
Yeah.
And nobody would wait on us.
Really?
We were there for like 45 minutes. Everybody kept, hey, I'll be with you in just a minute. Disappear. I'll be with you in just a minute. Disappear. Oh, I forgot about you. I'll be right back. Okay, great. 45 minutes we sat there. Nothing. Like, fuck this. We're leaving.
Really?
Went to South Hills Village.
Really?
Yeah. Got waited on. Like, we were like, I swear it was because we had the stink of poor people on us.
Yeah, really.
You know, like, honestly, like, it was like, oh yeah, they're poor.
Yeah.
They're poor. Somebody get the poors out of here.
The poorest.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, that was amazing.
Huh. Anyway.
Yeah, so. But yeah, like, Monreville Mall's like, it's on the cusp of dying.
Yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Like, you could see it.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is. Sad.
But the flip side of that is, apparently, The Monreville Convention Center will continue to be the Monreville Convention Center.
What do you mean?
Somehow they saved it. That's going to continue to be the convention center. Let me see. I got the article here, I think. Yeah. Okay. So, this is I got this out of Pittsburgh Magazine.
Okay.
The announcement that the Monroeville Convention Center will be closing was premature. The officials with the state, Allegheny County, and Monroeville said Tuesday that plans have been scrapped for a Hobby Lobby to occupy the space later this summer. Convention Center owner Oxford Development and Hobby Lobby had mutually agreed to pursue termination of their lease agreement, according to the Pittsburgh Post-Gazette. Instead, the Convention Center will be operated as a long-term community asset, with the community or government either buying or leasing the facility. When the closing was first announced in February, several vendors complained that they would have to search for new locations for their conventions, while Monroeville officials feared a significant economic fallout to the municipality. So, now what's interesting is, not too long after the announcement that they were closing the convention center, the DoubleTree announced that it was shutting down.
Okay.
Now, apparently, the owner of the property has been trying to sell for several months, and he said the killing of the convention center dramatically decreased the value of his property.
Okay.
And the DoubleTree, like Marriott owns that, I think. They wanted renovations to be done to the facility to meet their standard.
Okay.
Which they're saying this is a losing proposition. We're losing money. We're not putting in the money to meet these upgrades you want, and so they just decided to shut it down.
Right.
So, it was like they were kind of blaming the convention center closing on it, but the reality is it had been that way for a long time.
Right. So,
it's one of those things where I wonder what that does with the DoubleTree now.
Right.
Since it closed. Is somebody going to purchase that property now and reopen it based upon the fact that the convention center is there? And, from the sound of things here, this is going to be a government-owned facility now.
Oh, okay.
Or leasing, the government will be leasing it.
Yeah. From
the property holders. Which, I know some people are oh, well, that's, this is something I like government funds going towards.
Right.
You know what I mean? This is something I can sit there and I can say okay, this makes sense.
Right.
This is a community asset. You could, again, I'm sure that there's been a study that offsets, if this isn't here, this is how much money the municipality loses. This is how much money Allegheny County loses, by not having this convention center. And maybe it will be run in a way that will attract even more conventions.
Right.
So it's not a losing proposition. I don't know, but that's what you hope.
Right.
Put me in charge of it.
Yeah.
So that's exciting news. So that's not going anywhere. So we'll continue to have the cons that we go to and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
At that facility, which is nice.
Yeah. That'd be good.
Yeah. So there was that.
It's big news.
It is big news. Russell Wilson was in town.
Okay.
You didn't hear about that?
Nah.
Yeah, he was in town yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I guess he had a meeting with the Steelers. The day before, he had a meeting with the Giants.
Oh, okay.
I think he's doing the whole I want to be courted situation.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, conversation on social media was nothing but we need Russ or we don't need Russ. It was oh, man.
Yeah.
I feel you remember the movie Moneyball?
Yeah.
There's a scene where Billy Bean, played by Brad Pitt, he's talking to David Justice.
Yeah.
And David Justice is trying to big time him he's still David Justice, and he's not.
Yeah.
And Billy Bean's he's well, you're paying me $10 million. And Billy Beane's like, no, we're not. We're only paying you $5 million. The New York Yankees are paying the other $5 million. That's how much they wanted to get rid of you. They're willing to pay you to play against them.
Yeah.
He's like, and let's face it, you are not the David Justice of old. So all I'm trying to do is squeeze the last good bit of baseball you got in you, and you just want one more day in the sun.
Yeah.
So why don't we work together to make that happen? I feel like that's what's happening here. Like, it's like, if I'm Mike Tomlin, that's my approach.
Yeah.
Like, the Denver Broncos are so sick of you, they're paying $39 million to get rid of you.
Yeah.
And I want to squeeze the last good bit of good football you got in you. And I think we can make it work. And we've got the talent around here to make it work if you are the Russell Wilson of old.
Right.
Even the Russell Wilson of last year is okay. Like, as long as you don't take a slide.
Yeah.
And that's how I feel like it is. Like, and like if you could get if you can get rid of all the bullshit that surrounds Russell Wilson and just have him play football, I think it'd be a coup to sign him for a league minimum for a year or two.
Right.
Like $1.2 million to have him play for your team. Like, that'd be ridiculous.
Right.
But I don't know if you can get rid of the bullshit that surrounds him. Like, his personal chef. Like, in Denver, he had an office for his personal chef. He had an office for his social media team. And he had an office for himself.
Right.
Like, that was part of his contract. He had to have that.
Yeah.
And, like, get rid of Team 3. Let's come in here and play football. We'll take care of you. But get rid of the bullshit and come play Steeler football.
Right.
Because the bullshit doesn't work when it comes to Steeler football.
Right.
And I don't know if you get that with Russell Wilson.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna entertain that.
I don't know. He said obviously he's saying it to say it, but like he said he wants to play in Pittsburgh because it's a good fit. And it is, in a way. Like, the style of offense he thrives in is a play-action style offense. Arthur Smith runs a play-action style offense. It leans heavily on the running game.
Yeah.
When Russell Wilson was at his best, he had Marshawn Lynch getting the ball 20, 25 times a game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was when Russell Wilson was going to Super Bowls.
Yeah.
A great defense, a great running game, and you allowed Russell to kind of do his thing.
Yeah.
Well, what do we have here? We've got a really good defense. We've got 2 great running backs that we can lean on. And, wide receivers that you can go and make plays with.
Right. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. So, it makes sense why he wants to play here. But it's also that thing of, like... And it's a weird thing to say, like... If you come here, like, we will have your back.
Yeah.
Like, but the problem becomes if you don't play well, like, the bullshit will come to the surface quick.
Yeah.
And like, we will turn, like, fans will turn on you in a heartbeat in this city.
Yeah. They will.
You know what I mean? Like, they've turned on Kenny Pickett.
Yeah.
Like, you're either like a Kenny Pickett apologist who is sitting there saying, like, oh, Matt Canada ruined him, and we need to give him another chance. Or you are like, he fucking sucks. We need to get rid of him. Cut bait right now with him.
Right.
He's done. He's cooked. We don't want him. Like, those are the two camps. Like, and I'm the guy who's like, well, I think he needs a shot, but I also understand he didn't play well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Like, I get why you would, like, especially if you're in the mode of let's win now. Like, we can't waste Cameron Hayward anymore. We can't waste TJ Watt anymore. Like, these guys, Cameron Hayward's on the like, there are more days behind him than are ahead of him.
Yeah.
TJ Watt, he's 29. JJ retired at, I think 33.
Yeah.
So you're talking, like, 3 or 4 more years of him, like, if JJ's any, like, idea of what he's going to do.
Right.
Like, maybe he plays a few years longer, but, like, again, like, so it's that thing of like, man, we have got to be in win now mode, and if you tell me Russell Wilson's that best option, okay, but man, I just hope the bullshit doesn't come with him.
Yeah, right.
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 Because the bullshit is heavy.
Yeah, I know. And I don't know if the Steelers want that.
I mean, there's a story. The Broncos played last year an international game in London. On the flight to London, when people were trying to sleep, he's running high knees in the aisleway on the plane.
Yeah.
As they're flying to London, like he's just doing high knee drills. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, yeah.
People are trying to fucking sleep, and you're gonna do this?
Yeah.
Like, I would have like stood up in the middle of the plane, like, dude, you need to sit the fuck down.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry, I don't care who the fuck you are, you need to sit the fuck down.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, like that's ridiculous. Like it's shit like that you're just like, what the fuck? But then, he's like corny. Like it's like you listen to him talk and he's just like that shit you would like it's almost like he like every answer has to be like screened by like a Hollywood writer.
Yeah.
You know, like it's like, okay, yeah, this is what you should say. Like this is what a quarterback in a movie would say. Like,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
what the fuck? You know. So
It's funny.
it is. I mean, it is, but it's like, it's the same time. It's like, I mean, this is a guy who could be the Steelers quarterback.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
The only good thing is you're getting him. You're probably going to be getting him for a very low price.
Right.
You know. But the other thing I wanted you to weigh in on. It just made me laugh.
Okay.
When I saw this, like I laughed out loud when I read this.
Okay.
I think it's in June. Live on Netflix.
Okay.
Jake Paul, Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah. I read it. I saw that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Like, I'm sorry. Like, I don't care how old Mike Tyson is.
Yeah.
Like, Jake Paul, at best, is a bad professional boxer.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay? Like, the people he's beaten have been, like, tomato cans
Yeah.
and never will be's.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, there's not a single fight he's had where he sit there and go, oh, wow, yeah, Jake Paul looked really good.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the guy he was facing was just that much worse.
Yeah. Tyson's gonna crush him.
Like, if that goes more than 3 rounds, I would be shocked.
Right.
Like, Mike Tyson is going to unload on you.
Like years pent up anger.
Yeah. Like, I don't see how. Like, and I get, like you said, like well, my how old is Tyson? He's like 60?
I don't know. I don't know if he's. I don't know.
Maybe he's mid to late 50s.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to. I mean, I think he's like at least maybe 5 or 6 years older than me. So maybe he's like 55, 56. I don't know. I have to look.
Yeah.
But even if we say he's 60, like, I've seen enough video of him, like, in workouts and stuff, that he would still strike the fear of God into me.
Right. His workout sessions are tough.
Like, and you know that right hasn't gone anywhere.
Nah.
That's still there.
Right.
He is just going to light you the fuck up.
I know. I know.
Like, I don't understand why you would take this fight if you're, like, I understand why you take the fight if you're Mike Tyson. Like, Mike Tyson, like, yeah, this is easy money. With Logan Paul, there's no upside to this.
Nah.
Like, if you survive, like, if you go to distance with Mike Tyson.
How many rounds is it?
I don't know. I'd have to look and see. But, I mean, even if we say it's a 5-round fight, like in a 5-round exhibition, which I think he's what he usually fights, like, even if that's the case, like, that's Tyson's favor.
Yeah, Tyson's going to knock him out.
if it goes 3 rounds, I'd be shocked.
Right.
If it goes 2, I'd be shocked.
I know.
Like, I just have visions of, like, I don't know if it's like the arrogance of youth where you're like, you're not looking back at like those fights where Mike Tyson came out through one punch and the fight was fucking over.
Yeah, like minute 30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, just clocked a guy. Just put him to sleep.
Yeah.
Like you're like, yeah, that was like 1989. I'm not fucking worried about that. Oh, you should be, because that's still in the arsenal.
Yeah, that punch is still there.
Yeah.
The only difference is good fighters know how to get by that.
And he's not a good fighter.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, nobody knew how to get by that.
No, they didn't, but as Tyson aged.
Yeah, I mean, as he aged, you know, and he was fighting like a Vander Holyfield, who was a boxer.
Yeah.
You know, who outboxed Mike Tyson, because Mike Tyson was just a puncher.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, and then you lose an ear.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's what happens. Like, but like, Logan Paul's not a boxer.
Yeah, I know.
He's a puncher.
Yeah.
And he is just going to get lit the fuck up.
I know. It's exhibition. I wonder how much money's on.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it's a shit ton. I mean, first off, you have to guarantee to bring Tyson into this. You have to guarantee him some money. Like,
right.
There's got to be like $10 million guaranteed for Tyson alone, just for walking in the door.
Yeah.
You know. And like with it being on Netflix, because Netflix is desperate to get into the live event game. They're trying really hard. Like, you know, they got the deal next year with the WWE to have Raw on Netflix Live.
Yeah.
And I guess I feel like Netflix is ponying up probably a shit ton of money to get this done. And it is going to be a fucking bloodbath.
I know. It'll be good, though.
Yeah, watch Logan Paul get the shit knocked out of him.
Yeah.
Like, for him to wake up and, like, be like, you know, what day is it?
I'll watch it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll probably be sitting right next to you watching it.
And that's the draw, right? You want to see Tyson fight again.
Well, the draw for you and me is we want to watch Tyson fight again. The draw for the average person is they want to see Logan Paul get the shit knocked out of him.
Right.
Like, the Paul brothers are annoying.
Yeah.
Like, I hate to say, like, the other brother, I can't remember his name. Or maybe I got it wrong. But Jake Paul's the one fighting. Logan Paul's the one that wrestles. Logan Paul's in WWE. He's annoying as fuck, too. But at least, like, he's actually halfway decent.
Okay.
Like there's always that stigma of, like, you know, the celebrity wrestler. Like, you know, and they always stink.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Karl Malone and Dennis Rodman back in the 90s. You know, Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah.
You know, back in the day. I mean, Lawrence Taylor main evented a WrestleMania against Bam Bam Bigelow.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he was awful, but Bam Bam made him look good.
Yeah.
Like, that's always the problem with these. Like, I mean, Jay Leno was in a fucking match with Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, I know.
That's embarrassing.
Yeah.
But, like, at the same time, so the bar has always been set very, very low for, like, celebrities in wrestling. But then Stephen Amell came around, and he was in half bad. Because he had some natural athleticism. So he was pretty good. And then, like, you got, like, Bad Bunny and Pat McAfee, who actually trained to be wrestlers, who were good in the ring. People gave them high marks. But then here comes Logan Paul, and he just put the bar at a stratospheric level. It's like nuts, the stuff he's done.
Yeah.
Like, he did a spot, I think it was at the Royal Rumble. He was on one side of the ring. A guy named Ricochet was on the other side of the ring. They both did a springboard off the top rope, and they, like, cross body block each other in the middle of the ring. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right.
You know, like, he's very impressive in the ring for a celebrity.
Yeah.
You know, but still, it's annoying that he's there.
Right.
You know, so, yeah, Jake Paul's the one that's fighting. Logan's the one that wrestles. And, you know, they're social media darlings. They've got their energy drink and all the other shit that comes their way. And it's like, fuck. For two annoying fucks, you fuck. You know.
And it'll be interesting to watch.
It will be. It certainly will be. Because like I said, for you and me, it's nostalgia of like, here's Mike Tyson. It's almost like watching Rocky.
Yeah.
Like in Rocky Balboa, have that fight against Dixon.
Yeah.
Like you know, like, but in this case, it's not that I'm expecting, like, we expected Rocky to lose. I'm expecting Tyson to win.
Yeah. I know.
You know, because he's not going in against the heavyweight champion of the world.
Right. He's not.
No, he's going up against, you know, a guy a half a step up from a tomato can.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he's gonna get crushed.
Ugh.
It'll be fun to watch. I'm looking forward to it. In other news,
Okay.
Getz got traded.
Yeah, that was a sad day in
That
Pittsburgh.
hurts.
Yeah. You almost have to sit here and think, like, Crosby, Letang, and Malkin have to retire now.
Yeah.
Like, because by trading Guentzel, you're basically saying you have no shot.
Yeah.
And you have no shot anytime soon.
Yeah.
And I feel like if that's the case, like, those three guys need to step down and let the rebuild start.
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't know. That sucks.
It does suck, because I really thought, like, Guentzel was the guy you did the rebuild around.
Yeah. It's not, apparently.
No. Well, I mean, like, I guess his asking price, because this is the last year of his contract.
Yeah.
And he's even admitted, he told, like, whoever you trade me to, I am not signing with. I want to explore free agency and see how much I can get.
Yeah.
Which I don't blame him.
Yeah.
You know, fuck it. Like, you've got a Stanley Cup under your belt. You're a proven goal scorer. You're a guy who worked extremely well with Sidney Crosby.
Yeah.
You know, like, who wouldn't want to, like, pay you, like, you know,
Yeah.
$8 million a year?
Yeah.
You know, I get that.
Yeah.
You know, so I you know, the Penguins couldn't meet that, and you know, so he goes, and you have to get something for him, and so here we are. But it sucks. You're right. Like, it sucks because it's like that was the guy you really thought was going to be that piece.
Right.
He's the guy you build the next generation around.
Yeah, not there.
No. But the other side of that is, like, the guys they traded for, like, they've said, like, Carolina's minor league system is so stocked and, like, so not so valued. Like, there's so much value there.
Right.
Like, even though you didn't get, like, even their top 5 prospects, the guys you got, because the Penguins minor league system is so depleted, immediately become top 5 prospects for the Penguins.
Yeah.
Like, that's how good these guys are. That's how good their minor leagues are.
Yeah.
Compared to the Penguins. Because the Penguins have done that deal year after year after year where it's like, well, we'll trade a first-round draft pick and bring a guy in.
Yeah.
We'll trade this first. Like, they don't have draft capital.
Right.
So their minor leagues have suffered the past 5 years
Yeah.
or so because they've been trading their future away to try to get another cup for Crosby, Malkin, and Letang.
Yeah. And they got a first and second round next year or something like that.
Well, the first round is conditional on if the Hurricanes make it to the Stanley Cup final, it's a first-round pick.
Right.
If they don't make it to the final, it's a second-round pick.
Yeah.
Still, yeah. Go Canes. You know.
Right. So that'd be good.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but
it does suck, and it's like that thing of like, it's been so long again since the Penguins have stunk.
yeah.
Like, you forget the lean years. You forget when like Colby Armstrong was like the guy in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know, like you forget like that time period between Mario and Yager and Crosby where they stunk.
Yeah.
And you couldn't fill the barn. Like nobody was coming to games.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it's going to be that way again.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
You know, it'll be the easiest ticket in town to get.
Yeah.
You know, that's what I hate about Pittsburgh.
What's that?
That we're front runners. Like with the exception of the Steelers.
Yeah.
Okay, with the exception of the Steelers, we only support the teams when they're winning.
Yeah.
Like 2013, 2014, PNC Park was sold out. Hardest ticket to get in the city.
Yeah.
The place was rocking. After that 3-year run, 2013, 2014, 2015, all of a sudden, you know, they're back in the typical rebuild mode for the Pirates.
Right.
And nobody shows up to the games again.
Right.
You know, but for those 3 years, you know, the house was rocking.
Right.
Pitt basketball. You know, the Jamie Dixon years. I was there. I had season tickets at the time. That place was a madhouse. It was the best. The Peterson Event Center was the best home court advantage in all of college basketball.
Right.
Well, then they go 0-18 in the ACC, and, you know, people were giving away tickets on your windshield.
You're right.
You know, just leaving them there
Right.
because they didn't want to go to games. Like, you know, so, and it was the same thing with hockey. Like, you know, the 90s, you look at the 90s, the place was, the arena, the Civic Arena, the Igloo, Mellon Arena, whatever you want to call it, the place was packed.
Right.
Every game, the place was packed.
Yeah.
And after they traded Yager, you know, it was like, it was a ghost town. It was a ghost town until Sidney Crosby came.
Yeah.
You know?
It was.
So, I mean, like, and even like the Steelers, like the we're not going to talk about Pitt football because nobody goes to those games. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like even when they're winning, nobody goes to those games.
Right.
Like the only time I ever saw Pitt Stadium, if it wasn't a West Virginia game or a Notre Dame game, the only time that stadium was ever really filled, whether it was first couple years when that stadium opened, just because it was a way to get to see the stadium.
Yeah.
Like, I'll go to a Pitt game, I'll buy a Pitt ticket because I can see the stadium if I can't go to a Steeler game. Like, that was like the mentality.
Right.
And then, now that that's wore off, like, there's a lot of people dressed as yellow chairs.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, even with the Steelers, like, and you know this, like, the games are sold out. But if it's a stinky season, like if it looks like they're gonna go like, you know, if it looks like for a while they're gonna be like 8-8, or they're gonna have a losing season, you go to those December games, there's a lot of empty seats, aren't there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, they can announce it as a sellout because it is, but
Yeah.
you know,
There's a lot of empty seats.
yeah, there's 40,000 people in that stadium.
Yeah, the seats are bought. It's just
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
So, I mean, this is very much a front runner town, in my opinion.
Right. It is.
You know, where you don't go to support the team, you go to support the winning team.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so, you know, I'm waiting for that. All of a sudden, it's going to be a half-empty PPG place.
Right.
You know, and the the Fenway group is going to be like, well, we may have to move the team to Kansas City.
Yeah, right.
You know.
I'm sure that'll be a conversation.
Yeah, I'm sure it will.
Because that's what happens.
Yeah. All right, so that's all I got.
That's all you got.
Yeah.
A shorty.
It's a shorty.
Nice.
It is a shorty. Yeah, I got nothing going on.
I'll catch up on some stuff next week.
Yeah, it was like it's just one of those weeks where I was like every article I was looking at, I was like, I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about that. That doesn't sound interesting at all.
That's cool.
Yeah. So. All right, let's see here. So, remember there are a number of different ways you can reach out and touch us.
Hey.
You can send us an email. And that email address is pittsburghnerd@yahoo.com. You can also find us on Facebook and Twitter. Just search Pittsburgh Nerd. We're really, really easy to find. And we are also on a number of podcasting networks. You can find us on the Tangibound Network, the Weeby Geeks Network, and the Pod Breed Network. Just give them a Google search and find all the other great podcasts they have to offer. And lastly, as always, want to thank you, dear listener, for taking the time to check us out each and every week. We cannot thank you enough for your support.
Cool.
And on that note, the dreamer has awakened.
Peace.